You've trained all week. You know what to do. But the second you step on that pitch with scouts watching, or it's the final minutes of a tight game, your mind goes blank. Your first touch becomes heavy. Your passes go astray. And you wonder why you can't play like you do in training. Here's the truth. Pressure doesn't expose your weaknesses. It exposes your lack of preparation for pressure itself. Most footballers train their skills, but never train their mind to execute under stress. By the end of this video, you'll have a complete system to stay calm, focused, and clinical when the stakes are highest. Whether it's a trial, a cup final, or just proving yourself to a new team. Let's break it down. When you feel pressure, your body enters fight or flight mode. Your heart rate spikes. Your breathing gets shallow. Blood rushes away from your brain to your muscles. This is why you suddenly can't think clearly. Why that simple pass you've made 1,000 times now feels impossible. But here's what separates elite players from average ones. Elite players have trained their nervous system to stay regulated under stress. They've conditioned their body to recognize pressure as normal, not dangerous. Most players only practice skills in comfortable environments. Relaxed training sessions. Low-stakes kickabouts. Then they wonder why they crumble when it matters. You don't rise to the occasion. You fall to the level of your preparation under pressure. Performing under pressure starts hours before kickoff. Not in the warm-up, not in the tunnel, but in how you prepare your mind the night before and the morning of the match. Visualization is your first weapon. And no, this isn't some motivational nonsense. Top academies teach this because it works. The night before your game, lie down in a quiet room. Close your eyes. Walk through the entire match in your mind. But here's the key. Don't just imagine yourself scoring wonder goals. Visualize the pressure moments. See yourself receiving the ball with a defender tied on you. Feel the tension. Then see yourself staying calm, taking a good touch, and making the right decision. Visualize missing a chance and immediately refocusing for the next one. Your brain doesn't know the difference between vivid visualization and real experience. You're programming yourself to handle stress. Morning of the game, control your routine. Eat the same pre-match meal. Listen to the same music. Follow the same warm-up. Why? Because familiarity breeds calm. When everything else feels uncertain, your routine becomes an anchor. Here's what most players don't realize. They let their mind run wild with what-ifs. What if I mess up? What if the scout doesn't like me? What if we lose? Every what-if drains your mental energy before you even touch the ball. Replace what-ifs with task focus. Instead of worrying about outcomes, tell yourself exactly what you'll do. First 5 minutes, I'll show for the ball early. I'll communicate loud. I'll win my first duel. Give your brain a job to do, not a fear to manage. Breathing techniques that actually work. This sounds basic, but most players breathe completely wrong under pressure. When stress hits, you hold your breath or take short, panicked breaths. This makes everything worse. Less oxygen to your brain. More tension in your body. Slower decisions. Learn box breathing. For seconds in through your nose. Hold for 4 seconds. For seconds out through your mouth. Hold for 4 seconds. Repeat. Do this in the changing room before you go out. Do this during breaks in play. Do this at halftime if you're feeling overwhelmed. Why does this work? It activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's the system that tells your body to calm down. Within 2 minutes of box breathing, your heart rate lowers. Your mind clears. You regain control. Top players do this instinctively. Watch closely next time. Before a penalty, before a free kick, they take one long, deep breath. They're resetting their nervous system in real time. The 5-second reset. In the middle of a game, you don't have time for long breathing exercises or visualization. You need something instant. This is where the 5-second reset becomes critical. Made a bad pass? 5-second reset. Lost the ball? 5-second reset. Missed a chance? 5-second reset. Here's how it works. The moment something goes wrong, you have 5 seconds to process it and let it go. Not 5 minutes. Not the rest of the half. 5 seconds. Physically shake it off. Literally. Shake your arms. Bounce on your toes. This breaks the physical tension pattern. Then say one word to yourself. Next. Or reset. Or refocus. Whatever works for you. Then immediately focus on the next action. Champions League players do this naturally. You'll never see them dwelling. They miss. They reset. They hunt the next opportunity. Average players carry mistakes like a backpack. Each error weighs them down until they're too heavy to perform. Train this in practice. Every time you mess up in training, Immediately practice your reset routine. Make it automatic. Because under pressure, you won't think. You'll default to what you've rehearsed. Simplify your game under pressure. Here's where many footballers fail. They try to do too much when the pressure is on. They attempt the spectacular pass, the unnecessary skill, the hero moment, and it backfires. When pressure rises, simplify. Focus on executing the basics at a high level. Clean first touch. Simple pass to a teammate's feet. Good body shape. Constant movement. These fundamentals keep you in the game and build your confidence. There's a reason Sergio Busquets was world-class. He rarely attempted the spectacular. He mastered doing simple things perfectly under extreme pressure. A 5-yard pass completed is worth more than a 30-yard pass that gives the ball away. Start every pressured situation by asking yourself one question. What's the safest, smartest option right now? Not the flashiest, not the most impressive, the one that keeps possession and helps your team. As you execute simple actions successfully, your confidence grows. Then you can add complexity. But trying to be Neymar when you're nervous leads to disaster. Communication as a pressure release. Silence under pressure is your enemy. When you're nervous, you go quiet. You isolate yourself. This makes everything harder because now you're processing all the stress alone. Talk constantly. Call for the ball even if you don't receive it. Shout instructions to teammates. Encourage someone after they make a mistake. Why does this work? Communication forces you outside your own head. It connects you to your team. It transforms individual pressure into collective effort. Notice how leaders always talk more when games get tight. They're not just organizing. They're managing everyone's stress through vocal energy. When you hear a teammate's voice, it reminds you that you're not alone out there. Make it specific. Don't just shout generic words. Say exactly what you want. Man on. Turn. Time. Switch it. Give your teammates information that helps them make better decisions. This creates a web of support that carries everyone through pressure moments. Training methods to build pressure tolerance. You cannot expect to handle pressure in games if you never experience it in training. This is the biggest mistake recreational players make. Every training session is casual and comfortable. Then match day arrives, and they're shocked by the intensity. Add consequence to your training. Set up small-sided games where losers do punishments. Sprint penalties. Extra fitness. Suddenly, every pass matters. Every tackle has weight. You're simulating pressure. Train with distractions. Have teammates shout at you while you're on the ball. Practice with music blaring. Create chaos around you. Elite academies do this deliberately. They want players comfortable with discomfort. Time pressure drills. Give yourself less time than you'd have in a game. If you can execute a skill in 3 seconds during training, you'll easily do it in 5 seconds during a match. Make training harder than games. Games become easier. Invite people to watch your training. Friends, family, other players. The presence of observers creates natural pressure. You'll feel your heart rate increase. Your touch might get heavier at first. Perfect. That's the feeling you need to become familiar with. Pressure tolerance is a skill, like your first touch or passing accuracy. It must be trained specifically and repeatedly. One pressure session per week will transform your game day performance within a month. The role of self-talk. What you say to yourself under pressure determines everything. Most players have a harsh inner critic. They mess up and immediately think, I'm terrible. I always do this. Everyone's judging me. This self-talk destroys performance. Elite players have neutral or positive self-talk. They reframe situations instantly. Instead of, I can't believe I missed that, they think, next chance I'm scoring. Instead of, the defender is too good. They think, let me try a different approach. This isn't about fake positivity. It's about productive thinking. Negative self-talk provides zero useful information. It doesn't help you improve or adjust. It just adds stress on top of stress. Create 3 power phrases for yourself. Short statements that redirect your mind. Mine could be, I've done this before. Or, trust your training. Or, stay in the moment. Repeat these when pressure builds. They become mental anchors that stabilize you. Also, talk to yourself in second person. Research shows that saying, you've got this, is more effective than, I've got this. It creates psychological distance, like a coach talking to you instead of your anxious brain talking to itself. Focusing on process, not outcome. The fastest way to crumble under pressure is to focus on the result. If I don't perform, I won't get signed. If we lose this game, the season is over. If I miss this chance, everyone will remember. Outcome focus creates paralysis. Your body tenses. Your movements become mechanical. You stop playing instinctively and start overthinking every action. Process focus is different. It's about controlling what you can control right now. Your effort, your positioning, your communication, your next touch. These are all within your power regardless of the score or situation. Before big games, write down 3 process goals. Not score a goal, but make 10 forward runs. Or win my defensive headers. Or complete 80% of my passes. These goals keep you anchored in controllable actions. When you focus on process, outcomes take care of themselves. You can't force a goal, but you can force yourself to be in dangerous positions repeatedly. Eventually, the goal comes. Champions think in moments, not results. They break the game into individual actions. Win this duel. Complete this pass. Make this run. String enough quality moments together, and you've had a quality performance. Using pressure as fuel. The final mental shift is reframing pressure entirely. Most players see pressure as something to survive, something to get through. This mindset makes you defensive and passive. What if pressure was actually an advantage? Think about it. Pressure means the game matters. Pressure means you have an opportunity. Pressure means you're in a position worth being nervous about. Players who embrace pressure perform better than players who resist it. Resistance creates tension. Acceptance creates flow. Tell yourself, this pressure means I'm exactly where I want to be. Big moments. Big stages. This is why I play. Your body's stress response isn't your enemy. That increased heart rate is preparing you to perform. That adrenaline is sharpening your focus. That nervous energy is fuel waiting to be channeled into your movement. Athletes in individual sports understand this. Sprinters, fighters, tennis players. They learn to love the pressure because it brings out their best. Football is no different. The players you admire thrive under pressure not because they don't feel it, but because they've learned to use it. Practical game day checklist. Let me give you a checklist you can use before your next pressured game. Screenshot this or write it down. 2 hours before kickoff. Eat your pre-match meal. Nothing new. Stick to what works. Begin light visualization of key moments. 1 hour before. Arrive at the venue. Do your personal warm-up routine. Box breathing for 2 minutes. 30 minutes before. Get your mind into task mode. Remind yourself of your 3 process goals. Talk to teammates. Build collective energy. 10 minutes before. Final physical warm-up. Light touches. Dynamic stretching. 1 more round of box breathing. Kickoff. Commit to your 5-second reset rule. Focus only on the next action. Trust your preparation. During the game. Constant communication. Simplify when stressed. Breathe during dead balls. Positive self-talk. This structure removes decision-making. You're not wondering what to do. You're following a proven system. Closing. Performing under pressure isn't about being fearless. It's about being prepared. It's about training your mind as seriously as you train your body. It's about having systems in place when your emotions try to take over. The next time you feel that pressure building, remember this. Every top player you admire has felt exactly what you're feeling. The difference is they've done the work to perform through it rather than despite it. Pressure is a privilege. It means you're in positions that matter. It means you have opportunities to prove yourself. It means you're growing as a player. So take these strategies. Apply them this week. Visualize your next pressured moment. Practice your breathing. Train with consequences. Build your reset routine. Transform how you approach the mental side of football. If this video helped you, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more tactical breakdowns and game improvement content. And comment below with your position and your biggest goal this season. I read every single comment. Pressure doesn't break players. Lack of preparation for pressure does. You now have the preparation. Go use it.